Hello everyone. So let us talk about this problem. Okay. Now if you see in this problem, uh, the question says that the function fx 2 into e raised to minus 1.5x can be used to generate the following table of unequally spaced data. So till now the problem that we have solved, all the data was equally spaced, but this is what an unequally spaced data. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to evaluate the integral from 0 to 0.6. Okay, so basically these types of problems are even simpler than the previous problems because the values of x and fx is already given, so you don't have to take the pain of finding out the value of f of x. Okay, so this is a special category of problem where the data is an unequally spaced data. So whenever this happens, so what you have to do is you cannot apply a single rule. You have to use a combination of multiple rules. Okay. So in some places you are going to apply trapezoidal rule. Some places you are going to apply Simpson's one-third rule, and in some places you are going to apply Simpson 3/8 rule. Okay. So one thing that you need to understand here is whenever you encounter even segments, okay, you are going to apply either trapezoidal rule or Simpson one-third rule. And whenever you encounter odd segments, you are going to apply Simpson 3/8 rule. Okay, so let us talk about this particular problem then. So when you talk about these problems, x is given and fx is given. So x is 0, 0.05, 0.15, 0.02, 0.25, 0.35, 0.475 and 0.6. Okay, so if you notice, you'll realize that okay, I'll use a different color here. So if you notice, you'll realize that the difference between these 2 points, okay, that is this point and this point, is 0.05. Okay, but when you talk about difference between this and this, it's not 0.05, it's 0.1. Okay, that means this is one segment and this is a separate segment. Okay, so let me color it with this color, and let us talk about, let me use this color. So the distance between this and this point is 0.1. Again, this and this point is 0.1. This and this point is 0.1. But when you come at this point, you'll realize that the difference between this is what? 0.125. Okay, so again let me use a different color pen there. So here it is different. So this is a separate segment, this is a different segment. This is a different segment. This starting from here till here is a different segment, and this from this is going to be a different segment. Okay, so now we have to decide where we are going to apply trapezoidal rule, where we are going to apply Simpson's one-third rule, and where we are going to apply Simpson's 3/8 rule. Okay, now when you talk about these 2 points, between these 2 points there is only one segment. Okay, and between 0.05 and 0.35 there is how many segments? 1, 2, 3. Okay, and between this 0.35 and 0.6, how many segments are there? 2. So whenever you encounter odd segments, what you are going to do? You are going to apply 3/8 rule. Okay, whenever you encounter even segments, you are going to apply trapezoidal rule. Okay, but what I'll do here is I'll apply 1/3 rule. Okay, and since this is just one segment, I think here we are going to apply trapezoidal. Okay, so whenever you encounter unequally spaced data, understand one thing, that you have to use combination of all the rules that we have discussed till now. Okay, so let us talk about the first point. So I'll use this color for the first integral. So I'll take the integral 1, integral 2, integral 3 and add them. When I add them, the value that I'll be getting will be the final integral. So let us start with the first point. So I like to make this kind of table. Okay, so xi, the first thing that we are discussing is the first segment is 0.05, and this is going to be 2. Be careful while you're copying the values, because it might happen that you might copy a wrong value. So I think here I'm going to apply trapezoidal rule. Now we all know what is the formula of trapezoidal rule. It is nothing but b minus a. Okay, for one segment, b minus a f0 plus is going to be fxn divided by, sorry, what happened here? I'm sorry. Okay, so it's going to be divided by 2. So, and let us say this, let us call this as I1. So what is the value of I1? So if you substitute all these values in this equation, the value of I1 that you will be getting is going to be 0.09638. Okay, now let us talk about, so we have solved this segment. Now let us solve. Let me erase this so that this is clear to you guys. So we are done with this segment. Let us solve for this segment. Okay, here we have used trapezoidal rule. Here we are going to use create rule, because it's odd number of segments, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So let us use a different color pen this time, and let me use red here or green. Okay, then Simpson create rule. Let us copy down the values. You don't have to like copy down these values again and again. You can just directly solve it from the question itself. But since I'm explaining this to you, I have to write down these values. Okay, so that it doesn't create any confusion to you guys. And this is going to be 0.35. This is going to be 1.8555. This is going to be 1.5970. This is going to be 1.3746, and this I think is 1.183. Be careful while copying down the values. Okay, so what is the formula for 3-8 rule? The formula for 3-8 rule is b minus of a. Okay, can you guys guess? Yes, 3 of x1, x2, fx3 divided by 8. So when you substitute these values of fx 1, 2, 3, okay, so this is x0, x1. So you'll realize, you'll find out that the value of I, let us call this I2, that you're getting is 0.0448. 82. Okay, so once we have done this, now let us move on to the next thing, that is this. Okay, and here I'll be using 1/3 roll, and this time I'll use white color. Okay, let me do this. Okay, so let us write down the data first. Xi, this is going to be 0.35475, 0.6, 8, 1, 3, 1. Now what is the formula for I3? What is the formula for Simpson 1/3 rule? Can you guys recall? It is x0 plus 4 of x1 plus f of xn divided by 6, 3 into n, that is 6. And once you substitute all the values in this formula, what is the value of I3 that you are going to get? Just use your calcs and you'll realize that you'll find out that the value of I3 that you are getting 0.24664. Okay, so what is the value of I? The value of I, let me use another color here. I think this will be nice. So the value of I is nothing but I1 plus I2 plus I3, and the value that you're getting, this plus this plus this, is going to be 0.79122. Okay, so this is the answer. This is the final answer. Okay, but I'll suggest to you guys that we all know the function. What is the function? What is the function here? It's given in the question. Let's see, this is the function. It's 2 into e raised to minus 1.5x. Okay, so I would suggest you guys to please find out the integral of this analytically, and you will find that the value of integral that you will be getting is going to be close to 79122. In fact, the value that you will be getting, the exact value I just found out, I just calculated. The exact analytical value that you will be getting is 0.79124, and you can see how close this is to this value. Okay, then let's this is all for this segment. Thank you.